Of all the stories we tell ourselves, the one about debt might be the most convincing ghost story ever told. It's a ghost that follows you from room to room, whispering about past mistakes and future anxieties. You feel its weight, don't you? The shame of a decision made years ago, the constant mental calculation of what you owe, the feeling that your future is already owned by your past. We walk around, haunted by numbers on a screen, allowing them to define our worth and dictate our joy. We've become experts at living in a prison whose walls are made of nothing more than memory and regret. It's a tragic comedy, and you've been cast in the leading role without ever auditioning. But what if you could fire the director and rewrite the entire script? In our time together, we are going to do exactly that. We're going to unite the profound inner-world technology of Neville Goddard with the glorious, unapologetic audacity of Reverend Ike. We will take Neville's master technique, revision, and use it to literally go back in your imagination and rewrite the moments that created the debt. You will learn to change the memory itself. But we won't stop there. We will then fuel that new inner reality with Reverend Ike's powerful demand that you get out of the mental ghetto of lack. This is where Neville's quiet, internal vision meets Ike's bold, world-facing confidence. This isn't just wishful thinking, this is the core engine of manifestation. Because here is the truth you came to hear. A prosperous life isn't something you chase, it's a state of being you occupy. It's a unified field where the feeling of freedom in your soul matches the reality you command with your focus. It's time to exorcise the ghost of debt and remember who you truly are. So let's talk about who you truly are, because that's where the whole cosmic comedy begins. According to Neville, you are the sole operating power in your universe, and your primary tool is your imagination. Now, most of us treat our imagination like a haunted attic. It's dark, it's dusty, and it's full of old, scary junk we're afraid to touch. We wander up there by accident, trip over a memory of a bad investment, get tangled in the cobwebs of a past due notice, and then run downstairs screaming, wondering why our house is so full of ghosts. We are constantly and expertly using our magnificent creative power to cook up meals of absolute garbage. Think of your imagination as a cosmic kitchen. You are the one and only chef. Every single day you are preparing the dish that will be served to you as your reality. The problem is, most of us are terrible cooks. We wake up and immediately start making a worry waffle, sprinkled with anxiety and drizzled with the bitter syrup of yesterday's regrets. For lunch, we have a stale sandwich of self-criticism, and for dinner, a big, bubbling pot of struggle stew, seasoned with every fearful news report and doubtful comment we heard all day. Then we sit down to the banquet of our life and wonder why everything tastes like despair. You created the menu. This is precisely what Neville Goddard was talking about. He saw that the cause of all our misfortune was the undisciplined use of our own imagination. We are living in the end result of our most dominant inner conversations and mental diets. And you know who agreed with him, just with a lot more flair and a much better wardrobe? Reverend Ike. He called this state of being the mental ghetto. He knew that your outer experience of lack was just a projection of an inner acceptance of it. When he roared, "Get out of the ghetto," he wasn't just talking about a physical place. He was shouting, "Stop cooking with trash in your own divine mind." Both of these masters understood. The world is your mirror, and it can only reflect the face you are making at it in your imagination. If you are serving yourself a plate of debt consciousness, the universe, as the perfect waiter, has no choice but to bring it to your table. If this idea of being the master chef of your own reality is starting to sound delicious to you, go ahead and hit that like button and subscribe for more recipes for a beautiful life. Because we are about to throw out that old, moldy cookbook for good. Alright, so you've thrown out the struggle stew, and you've scrubbed the pots and pans in your mental kitchen. Wonderful. But now comes the part where you actually have to walk out of the kitchen and present yourself to the world. You can't spend all day imagining a feast and then show up to the party of life dressed in rags, can you? This is where Reverend Ike's glorious philosophy comes strutting in. It's not enough to feel rich on the inside. You have to start acting like it on the outside. Your self-image is the tuxedo you wear to the ball, and honey, some of you are showing up in a potato sack. You know exactly what I'm talking about. You walk into a store and immediately look for the clearance rack, not because you want to, but because you feel that's all you deserve. You get a compliment and you swat it away like it's a fly, because a person with your bank account couldn't possibly be that fabulous. You answer the phone from an unknown number with a jolt of fear, already assuming it's a bill collector. This is poverty thinking worn as a cheap suit. You are walking, talking, and breathing the very state of lack you claim you want to escape. You're apologizing for taking up space in the universe. Reverend Ike would look at you and say, "Get your back up off the wall. Stop leaning on your circumstances. Stop walking around with that 'I'm so sorry for my own existence' slump in your shoulders." When you walk into a room, walk in like you own the place, or at the very least, like your rich aunt is about to buy it for you for your birthday. Pull your shoulders back. Lift your chin. Look people in the eye. You are not your credit score. You are not the sum of your past due notices. You are a divine idea of abundance, and it's time your posture got the memo. What's the one silly small habit you've caught yourself doing that just screams, "I'm broke"? Drop it in the comments below. Let's all have a good laugh at these ridiculous little programs we've been running. This isn't about being arrogant. This is about congruence. It's about aligning your outer self with the new inner reality you are building. Neville gave you the secret to creating the feeling, and Ike is telling you how to wear that feeling. You can't be imagining yourself debt-free and prosperous in your meditation, and then go out and tell your friends how broke you are for the 10th time this week. The universe gets mixed signals and just delivers you more of the same confusion. You must carry yourself with the dignity of your desire. When you order your coffee, order it with the authority of someone who isn't worried about the $5. When you browse online, look at the things you desire with appreciation, not with the bitter feeling of "I'll never have that." This shift in your external attitude, your self-image, is the fuel that makes the inner engine of imagination actually take you somewhere. You are dressing for the job you want, the job of being gloriously, unapologetically, and spiritually wealthy. And now we arrive at the great cosmic punchline, the part where you've done everything right. You revise the past. You've been walking around with your chin up. You've started to feel that little flicker of freedom. And then you look at your bank statement. It's the same. The letters with the scary red text are still arriving. Nothing has changed. Yet. And this, my friend, is where the spiritual rubber meets the road. This is the moment most people throw their hands up and declare the whole thing a scam. Because you did it, didn't you? You know you did. You picked up your phone, your thumb hovering over the banking app, your heart thumping just a little. Just a quick peek, you told yourself. Then you checked it again an hour later. Then you started frantically refreshing your email, looking for a magical notification that a long-lost relative left you a fortune. You are looking for proof. You are begging the outside world to validate the work you did on the inside, and you're getting angry and scared when it doesn't immediately obey. This is where the real work begins. This is the practice of persistence. Neville was crystal clear about this. After you have assumed the feeling of your wish fulfilled, you must remain faithful to that assumption. This is the delicate and often brutal art of denying the senses. Your eyes see the bill. Your mind remembers the balance. But your faith, your loyalty to your inner vision must be stronger. You must look at the evidence of the old world and calmly say, "I don't accept that." Reverend Ike would have laughed at you checking your account every 5 minutes. He would have told you that you're peeking back into the ghetto you just swore you were leaving. Why are you looking over your shoulder at a reality you no longer wish to inhabit? Turn your back on it. Stop giving it your attention. Every time you check for proof and get disappointed, you are replanting the very weed you just pulled. Think of it this way. Your imaginal act planted a seed. You placed the seed of debt freedom into the fertile soil of your consciousness. Now, do you go out into the garden every 15 minutes with a tiny shovel and dig up the seed to see if it's sprouting? Of course not. You would kill it. You have to trust that the process is happening underground, unseen. Your persistence is the water. Your faith is the sunlight. Your frantic need for proof is the shovel that will destroy the entire harvest. This time gap isn't a sign of failure. It's a test of your conviction. The old world, the world of facts and figures, will scream for your attention. It will present you with all the evidence for why you should give up. Other people will echo your old fears back to you. Your only job is to turn away from that noise, to gently smile at the old story, and remain loyal to the reality you have already created within. Leave the seed alone. It knows what it's doing. So let's put it all together. You have Neville's elegant blueprint for changing reality from the inside out, and you have Reverend Ike's glorious audacity to help you wear that new reality like a custom-made suit. One gives you the map, the other gives you the fuel. Now it's time to give you the secret weapon. This is the exercise that synthesizes it all, and I call it the freedom switch. Here is how you do it. Tonight, before you fall asleep, sit comfortably and close your eyes. Go back in your imagination to a specific scene that represents your debt. Maybe it's the moment you signed the loan papers, or the moment you made that one big purchase on a credit card you couldn't afford. Don't wallow in it. Just observe it for a second. Now, flip the switch. Rewrite that scene completely. Instead of signing the loan, see yourself shaking the person's hand and walking away, feeling secure and powerful. Instead of swiping the card, see yourself paying with cash you already had, feeling a sense of easy abundance. Replay this new, revised scene in your mind over and over until it feels more real than the memory. Feel the relief. Feel the freedom. This is how you change your mental diet and impress your subconscious mind. Now, open your eyes. The work is not over. As you open them, carry that feeling of relief with you. Let it lift your chin. Let it pull your shoulders back. Get up and walk around your room, but don't walk as the person who is in debt. Walk as the person you just became in your imagination. The person who is free, secure, and wise. This is the Ike part. You are embodying the state. And here is the most crucial part. Once you flip the freedom switch, you are forbidden from flipping it back. Every time you are tempted to worry, to check your balance with fear, or to complain about your finances, you are trying to commit a mental abortion on the new reality you just conceived. Don't do it. Protect that new feeling. Your only job now is to walk in the assumption that the switch has been flipped for good. So now you know. The ghost story of debt was never about the numbers on a piece of paper. It was always about who you believed you were while you were looking at them. You came here haunted by a script someone else wrote, and you are leaving with the golden pen in your own hand. You are the sole operating power. You are the cause. Stop auditing the past. Stop begging the mirror for a different reflection. Your only job is to live so fully in your revised reality that the world has no choice but to catch up and applaud your magnificent performance. This is the end of the lecture, but it is the beginning of your reign. You are not just erasing debt, you are graduating from the entire consciousness that created it. You are stepping out of the mental ghetto and into your palace of plenty. Go forward and live from this new state of being. And the next time an old bill shows up in the mail, just smile. Don't see it as a demand for your money. See it as fan mail from a world that already misses the old you. If you are ready to master this unified field of power, subscribe now, because you are the living evidence of a history you have rewritten. I am Wealth Mindset.